How big can this person's body be? Just one step made the ground shake. They themselves don't believe in earthquakes, like seeing Master Yu Haiyan. They all had to die. He weighs hundreds of pounds, but he dreams of becoming a martial arts master. Even a mosquito landed on Haiyan's neck. It's enough to make you fall down. My pants are also torn. This tattered body is really unusable. You must know that in your previous life you were a martial artist, but this time back in time is to solve the Chaos Prince. Because of him, the martial arts world has been stained with blood. The factions that opposed him were destroyed. Your parents also died in the mess he caused. Because it's a mediocre guy like you, he was accepted as a disciple by 6 masters of the sect. I have to go through hell training. Life is not equal to death. Become the first master. Then they were transported back to the past. But I can't believe you have to get into your fat body. I can't even practice martial arts anymore. Come back. He is currently being treated by Thai medicine Jiang Supri. Haiyan was also trying to remember. The Chaos Prince will get Yang's ginseng. You've got to get it before him. Until then it was only 6 months. You scream right away. We've only got 6 months left. These old hooligans. Tai Weiwei heard that very spicy. But your father is different. When he wakes up, he clings like a dog. He really loves you. But it's hard to breathe like this. Then Haiyan called out for a walk to wake up. His father immediately called for a large procession. This is the biggest one for you. The caliph must also be the strongest athlete. How can you lose weight like this? I want to walk by myself. Your father called the golf guard to help you. I saw this scene and shed tears. From the age of 10 until now. This is the first time he saw his son walking on his own. He said you were to pamper for him. Eating and sleeping all day is not felt like a new pig. People in the house see you walking. I thought I was watching the show. But not only touching. The gun is too heavy to die. The next few days I trained very hard. Take a day trip around the yard. But this 1,000-pound body, still no change. Sit on the scale to measure the results. Even the pigs didn't do it. Haiyan moved a little. Directly break the rope. The guard next to you comforted me. Lose weight. It's not something that can be done overnight. You have to focus on diet. Reduce the amount of sugar and starch absorbed into the body. Then you have to eat food and exercise. To strengthen muscles, the young man's situation may take a long time. It can be stable. Haiyan didn't care right now. I tried to remember the name of Chaos, but I can't. Not even his face was impressed. This time it seems as if it's a mess. You can clearly remember other information. It's also strange. But it seems that he will also appear in the city of Enhui. To find my Yangtze ginseng, I can take that opportunity to find him. Think of the pinch he had there. With his invincible power, this guy laughed for himself. After executing him, you'll have the dream of a comfortable life. Hey ha, one kiss. Next door, I thought you couldn't lose weight. Psychologically always oi, hurry and run to find the boss. They immediately fled to Seoul at the age of 30. To take the selection exam for the emperor. He's gone through a series of good doctors. To be thawed, in the palace at the age of 50. To learn and create their own medicine. He's the key to being beautiful. Body stage 6-pack. You ask him, what kind of knitting can we make? Can you lose weight fast? Yes, there is, but it took 3 years to get there. Then what do you say to distort? Now he's come up with a method. Help you lose weight fast. If you can't walk on the shore, go underwater. Hyung finally made it to a nearby stream. The trailers are tired. Hyung slowly went down. Thinking about walking underwater, the body is as if relaxed. Pressure is also reduced. I suddenly slipped again. You just fall into the deep water. The golf brakes didn't even react. I thought you were having fun swimming. You can hold your breath that long if you bring it. The world player is not impossible. Then I realized I was drowning. Panicked down to the rescue, but basically an ordinary person like them couldn't bring Haiyan's giant body ashore. Well, I fell into a coma. I see the memory of this body. At the age of 2, obviously, he's been through terrible things. She died protecting you. At this moment, a girl pulled him ashore. Back to Honan house, and Seoul is suffering from his father's wrath. After knowing that everything was caused by the Jewish doctors in Seoul, let him go up to the banana viewing board. Fortunately, there was a guard in time to stop it. Haiyan's billions. Young He also came to report that her brother had woken up, then give Jiang Seoul a chance to explain. He said it was the Namgung family. When I heard that the Namgung family was getting married, he was stunned. I want to get back in shape quickly. Then say again, water weight loss is very effective. But not necessary, it's as deep as that waterfall. Haiyan's room, I woke up to. I can't believe my beautiful sister is so good. He is fat and stupid. I have such a beautiful sister. And her attendants are not normal. I can easily help you stand up. You were the one who saved me yesterday. The next day I went to lose weight. But the villains are so happy, it's obviously weird. Turns out, people are building you a kid's pool. 5 years ago this was the intention of billions like that. You don't have to go to the dangerous stream. Besides, everyone here sees you walking around. It's a lot of fun to celebrate. They obviously had to sweat. Just because of all this nonsense, why can it be fun? He also asked Gun about his father. The host is a fake college that every scholar in the world admires. It's a symbol of purity and purity. This should surprise you too. Your father's usual form. It's obviously not like Joe. Whenever there is hunger, you open the doors again, and you take care of what you eat and what you wear. I am the one, revered by all anti-Hong young people. I immediately recognized myself, is to take a little yellow spoon from the finish line. If you don't work later, eat. You just laugh like that. It's hard for people to understand. The next day the swimming pool was completed. Hein called for protection. Prepare yourself for a big stone ball to chain to your feet. Rehearse the presentation again and start the live press. Throw down the stone bridge with all your might. You get thrown away too. What to eat to report it. You're like that again. It's like the Titanic that sank to the bottom of the lake. You are wanting to practice internal medicine. It is more convenient to move underwater. Teachers, in order to prevent this, has created a method of internal cultivation. It's called the spirit of Dharma. Instead of filling your stomach, focus on your heart. We don't use vascularity, we use blood vessels. According to the shipping method, you finally succeeded. Spiritual gas replace internal. Has started to move to Tim. I can feel the flow of the water. And then what makes it my own? Next, using the strongest authority of the Shaolin, the gods were beaten. The water's just like that. The next time I was down, lake that practices madly with past life knowledge, he was able to become a French leader very quickly. It's been a month, and it's time to go back. The first thing to do, it's about how much a pig weighs. If even weight loss doesn't work. Then I saw my master again. This time the weight was clearly reduced. The rope is not broken as before. I laughed frantically. Then we went to the butler to celebrate. This is also my first victory. In this life you are careful to compare. The interior is through relentless cultivation of the Dharma. But the spirit is different. It's thanks to the absorption of the herbal mascot. I'd say this is a one-time leap. So, I absolutely can't let go. Ginseng Qi Duang. But before that, you have to take some other medicine. The following days, you continue to absorb the elixir through eating. Along with that are physical exercises and guards. 2 months have quickly passed. I'm in the water practicing law school. A right to strike out the economic supremacy of his concussion. Not even on the gun guard. I can't believe this is the law. This predatory worm can be that powerful. These words were heard by your father. And he got angry. Who do you say is a predatory worm? And then the guy who locked him up said that. But basically I want him to rest. The pastime has been too hard because of lack of money. Your father is happy. My baby boy. And yet, there's unmatched power. Even though he wanted Hein to follow his education, but he still supports his martial arts training, then the face becomes serious again. To preparing paper, you have to send a message to the palace. The next day, he also gave me a book of wisdom. The face is still creepy. This is the secret that the emperor gave. Clearly, your father's fate is not trivial. I've only been practicing martial arts recently. That is your majesty. Handpicked the best recipe in the palace martial arts. How I don't know that. You had to use the words to get it. Your heart to God. It's not the same anymore. Your majesty is so busy with national affairs that he forgets God. Why does that sound like a lover? It's a real illusion. Not only that, his brother-in-law also personally taught him martial arts. His name is Jailer Trying You Husband of Billion. And brag again. The jailer is the most famous martial artist in Obese City. I don't know how old to argue with you. But you can't reveal your true strength. He knelt down and accepted his brother-in-law as his teacher. Your father feels that way. Since when has my son become so polite? But later I want to stand up again. I have to ask you to lend a helping hand. Days later, according to brother-in-law training, it's like he's become a different person now. Dare to dance the axe through the eyes of the worker. Face with Mr. Hein. I can't stand it right now. I have 6 rights. Master is obsessed with the basics. Or that the disciple understands the key points. At first he thought it was a joke. But don't act like you're being ridiculed by Hein. Immediately agree, and then seal the interior. Let the battle be more balanced. This feeling is not enough. I tied my hands. Hein opened 8 years ago. With the magic of Dragon Fantasy, the speed is enough, but it's still too slow, because his fat body couldn't hit him. My brother-in-law is surprised right now. Who can link the skills of the 6 authorities? Naturally like that. Hyan's strength was limited. You can only win fast. You can easily fall. My brother-in-law then wanted Din Tai. But still beaten Cho unconscious. You even had to bandage it so you couldn't scratch it. When his wife scratches his head, his brother is happy, because Hyan is too good. I told Hyan our family is a martial arts genius to shout. Hyan was walking down the street. I've never seen people laugh like this. Because the chaos Prince Kia caused. It will all be unimaginable chaos. The bodies were lying everywhere. Everyone who's a must also live in hunger and fear. They saw Hyan immediately running towards them strangely. You can really go. Then, I invited you to give me a lot of stuff. I have to say we're just going for a walk. People go for a walk. But you make me heavier. But the kind enthusiasm of everyone, you still have no way of doing wrong. Then more determined to rescue the martial arts. That's just the kind people here. It's not dead. Suddenly he noticed the martial artist watching him. He thought he was playing too much and hallucinating. A fat guy can find him. But Hyan was behind him. Since when does this guy give you a blow? The energy is not ordinary. You are still lying on the ground. Then he ran away. When you wake up, where the fuck are you? To keep everyone safe, even though it hurts, you still pretend like you're not. And then more determined to practice to become strong. Meanwhile, your father and sister are talking. He wants to recommend Hyan become a famous general of the world, but it's too early. Your change of heart, it must have been Namgummer's kiss. Nail gum lady like that. Someone who didn't like to get married from a young age. I want to go my own way. Hyan's father wanted to pray for him again. Very quickly the people of Namgungsa came here. They're thinking about how to rationally refuse. While you're looking for the slums. To get information about Ginseng Chiduang, but I don't see any beggars all the time. I found out from a nearby person. It's been more than 25 years since the beggars disappeared from Enbin district. The owner built a house for the wanderers. And let them rent land. I also want to find the state. To collect 10 pieces of information. Who knows when beggars are in such luxury places. At the same time, the owner of Nangang, Ja Hansu is in the state, to learn Yuan's material. The blue hair is cute. Information about you under special management. You will not be able to trade, until the permission of the total momentum is obtained. Total momentum has directly classified information about public IU. It's a card because the enemy is the rich. The owner directly threw out a pile of money. But still can't. Must send a request to the total momentum. Next, directly remove the ring. It's the emperor. Who has this treasure? Will receive protection from Namgang Sora. At the same time, Hyan also went to the state. But this state is so good. The cave is a fine building. People outside the door call you fat. There are people here who do not welcome guests. Hyan didn't care either. That comes directly into your terrible self. Who are you afraid of? He was hit by this guy. He insulted you as a pig. Your eardrum also gained weight. I clearly told you to back off. By this time Hyan was really angry. Do you know who I am? I'm not going to eat onions. Fendam Master, this time gave the owner Namgumra all documents related to Hyan. But it's too noisy outside. Hyan is fighting Kyo. He had to admit he despised fat. Hundreds of pounds like that, but you can move so fast. He used the king's sword. But with his level of clumsiness, basically nothing can be done. Hyan, as long as he's sorry, I'll spare him a life. This guy gets even more angry and attacks you. How dare you use your dirty tongue? To talk about the southern palace. The sword is also out, threatening you. Hyan is trapped in stupidity. Only the cry is painful. Of the bodyguard Nambungrao. At this time, Master Namgung also appeared. Hyan. Then he realized that his Lo was a tyrant of the gods. But first we have to stop it. With your fat body. Cannot be directly, but to confront theocratic violence. Where lightning is a martial art. Increases explosive strength by insulation. Turn the power source in the fist. You want to use your spirit to turn it back. Hyan also recognized the person in front of him. So lost focus. He's your sword master. That's why Hyan was familiar with this technique. But the end result is still flying. He thought the fat man in front of him was not simple. It's possible to disperse the power of power. Hyan's heavy body stood up. Eyes that radiate color. But the hordes have gathered to protect you. At the same time, I was so scared. The owner also noticed that he was fat in front of him. It is love, man. and then ran to the rescue and yelled. No evil man would dare to beat a man like this. People's eyes immediately filled with hatred. Look at Namgang, young master. He looked helplessly at the owner Namgang. You understand everything now. That tore up the book that contained Yu Haiyan's information. Now this thing is useless. Then you're under the fire of your father's anger. If Namgang isn't Haiyan's future sister-in-law. He treated him well, boss. The more you bang. Now I just kneel down and ask forgiveness. It has nothing to do with the state. And then he transmits the sound to the South Palace. The owner should also get down on his knees and apologize. Because the enemy is a very important emperor. He also told our son-in-law to prepare to enter the palace. Hear that? The owner was immediately afraid. Son down on his knees, please forgive me. Like the fire of the owner's anger, dare to hurt his son. You must pay for your life. He's unconscious and doesn't know how to die. Haiyan came out now. However, your appearance is also a bit young. Make people stupid. Your sister made you look so cute, boss. The state so you start rushing back. To take people's hearts. That's very clever. Eat the punch of male gung but also hip sao. This is clearly a piece of shit that this guy wants to die for. I'm also lazy to care. He went directly to the owner of Namgumra to say hello. According to the condition, he is Haiyan's brother. They are say relatives. Then he asked his father who told him to go to the palace. Why? I want to tell the emperor about the bad deeds of people in the martial arts world. You've obviously made a mess of things. Your Majesty has no time like that. But the guy who hit you got hurt. It can't be so easy to ignore. Haiyan then ran to Namsung's place. Because by your very nature you are his uncle. Even though he's only 17 years old, Haiyan had been waiting for this day for a long time, directly pinching his cheek. Although it is a spicy but Namsung cannot do anything. He must know that in the future he will become a king of swords. It is one of the 6 saints, and also your master. But he's a little perverted. My hobby is to torture my brother by local training courses. The prison now has a chance for revenge. Of course we have to do it. Before the fight, I lost focus because I realized that master. I'm so touched, I shed tears. It's like being happy, because there is an opportunity to sell the sword. Then everyone sat down to talk. While Namgumra didn't know how to open up. How to refuse a marriage. Then the fat man casually said Ra refused this marriage. You're busy saving the world. No time to get married. Then we got married again. Imposed by a promise from a previous life, without the consent of both parties. It's the wrong thing to do. Even before now, I have lived buried in this land of peace. With a humble body. But to ever. I just got out of life. Frog at the bottom of the well. You should have to let the king take care of you. Jiang San Yuan. Dedication to a healthy body and upright spirit. Abundant youth to take care of social security. Become a martial arts master. Your father can't help but panic. Martial arts were full of thugs at the top of the market. To commit a crime is to haunt. Only male Gumra that they also have to hide. Dare not say a word. Then directly left saying no opinion. Looks like you to have agreed to end the marriage. I'm calling the State Department right now. To ask for information of Yang's ginseng. I want to know about the current martial arts. And my old teachers. That year's soup. We must make them pay. According to him, martial arts is divided into 3 main factions: evil and ghosts. They don't pose a big threat. But 15 years later can cause such chaos. It's all because of the Chaos Prince. Your eyes are dangerous. It's time to get new students. Your teacher is waiting for you, CACA. The next day, he started practicing again. The guards also have to worry. I was obviously knocked out the day before. I would advise you to rest and stay healthy. My sister is coming. What are you doing? He doesn't rest and take care of himself. Gun's bodyguard saw her bodyguard. Start to feel the sun again. My sister also told me, martial arts is a very dangerous place. It's because of that. Their mother died. In the martial arts house. It's the wound that's never mentioned. You want to jump into it. Haiyan told his sister, I am no longer as weak as before. See who's pulling that guy. Billions are not safe. And she's changing 180 degrees. Touch your pinky cheek. My brother is already an adult. I don't look out there. This is the feeling of love. That you didn't have in your previous life. Time just goes by. It's finally time to return to martial arts. From a 1,000-pound form, you've become a handsome man. Your father is very worried about that. Because you've been fat since childhood. I'm too thin to look at it like this. I'm afraid you will be blown away by the wind. Haiyan wanted to go out and see the world. But his father was vehemently opposed. You. He insisted on going to Anhui to find people. He said, I don't need the door to worry about you. It will be safe to return. He knows he can't stop it. I can only agree to let you go. Meanwhile, this guy is very happy, because we finally have the freedom to act as previous life. But as soon as the door was opened, the big boat was more prepared. It's safe to have 20 bodyguards. Turns out your father took the initiative to protect the golf game. Arrange someone to accompany you to Enhui. This time I'm going to do the real thing. We can't let people know. We need to separate from these guards now. Think for a moment. There's finally a way. I told everyone it was too late. Or let's take a day off and get going. And then invite everyone to drink. The butler also has to ask you to drink until the night doesn't stop. You're billions. I also came here to say goodbye to my brother, as if hearing their drunken voices leave again. She didn't know that Hyan was leaving. The butler was drunk. What he drank was not alcohol, but poison. Temporary dispersion cabinet, so he can't move until tomorrow morning. This is the medicine the doctor gave you to defend. I was about to leave when I saw my sister. She immediately hugged him and told him, remember to maintain absolute health. Do something dangerous. If something is too tiring, you can come back here anytime. My father and I will always be here. The next day I went to a small village. People still think this is a crime. Or it's a dog thief. It's suspicious. You have to be careless. I am the one who works for the Yu family in Anbin district, Jinji Gang. Former Prince Ao Seong-hoon sent me here to find something for his beloved children. Next ask them. It was discovered in this mountain. Is there a rock that gives off a red light? But people are so stupid. An old man told me. He saw it a few times while wandering the mountains. When the sun sets in the west, there's a rock that receives that light from the sun. And the glow looks like a red glow. It's deep inside the mountain. It's called the top of the stupa. Be careful not to go there. Because that's the land of the 9 dragons. They're not normal bandits. They're cruel. There's nothing they can't do. Hyan was more certain now. It's a place where there's Chinese ginseng because it's outside. 9 long camp people will never go there. Then, I asked the old man to guide me to the 9-year-old camp. He was scared at first. But when you look into the eyes begging for food, I'm about to cry. They were fooled into agreeing. So they both set out deep into the forest. We finally got there. But we can't let him be dangerous. After showing the way, he returned to the village and did not forget to give thanks. The sun has come down the mountain. The red light flickered. It was the only young ginseng. He clung as fast as lightning across the fast stream. If you are discovered by a thief, you will be hit in the water. You also have an advantage. They finally made it to their lair. But you're also lazy to handle them. What we need to do now is to use air. Find ginseng only young. But, you see a thug beating a woman. Even though the child is crying next door, you have to be patient to do something big. But in the end I didn't get a punch. Let him break the hole. Next, take care of the others to save the people. Arrested by 9 long camp. Everybody listen up. From now on, I'll show you how to get out of here. And then I asked him how many people were in this camp. More than 50 people. That's too many. There are also martial arts masters. It's very difficult to deal with. Of course, I can only drag it as long as I can. Let them flee. A bandit came to check. But he didn't take action. He was knocked out by you. First we have to deal with the lookout tower. Young speed poison, fast as lightning. Alright, you can fly the watchtower. It's also a signal for people to flee. To add to the chaos, he burned down a nearby house. The sleeping bandits woke up immediately in a panic. There was a fire coming out and I blocked it. He claims to be the arsonist. If you are good, eat. The whole crowd immediately went into chaos. It's very difficult to confront that number directly. You can only take it slowly. And one by one you're falling. In this situation, I can only fight directly. Martial arts will make you spend a lot of energy. So, it's best to put your spirit in your feet faster. The guards saw the fire and immediately panicked. We let him in there. If the leader knows, we're dead. Everybody just get out of here. The fastest speed possible. They don't want to die. Meanwhile, Hyan's spirit was exhausted. The body begins to sag. I need to take a little longer. So that everyone can safely leave. Suddenly you're hit by a blow. They have 5 more. You all know that this kind of martial arts is a bit boring. Then a group of people directly surrounded him. Hyan now started to look confident again. If you like it, come to me. Never been afraid of VA technology with AA. This bald guy, he is the leader of 9 Long Susen camps. He found it interesting to invite you to his team. This guy sits down directly. It takes time to recover the spirit of the thief. It's harder to recruit talent than you think, but there is power. You're as flexible as the right person. He also feels strange. Obviously, the name in front of him has no internal affairs, but he's meditating. Play too much illusion hobby. After a while, he finally recovered one zeroth of the guess. It was scary to tell him. Evolve. How can I work under a dog? The leader is now AK. The wrong guy at the same time. You want to eat meat. For hitting a stitch. The hat is also lame, so you are fed. Being beaten often flies away. Although they are not strong, but they coordinate to attack according to the herd. Like hyenas, even solitary lions are treated well by them. Hyen now had to take a risk. You're the first 8 drug users. You can easily get over them. Even the leader must be surprised. The way you moved just now was to phantom. And then we're going to use it again. Lightning fast speed handle the leader named 9 long camp. But it only hurt him. Strength is also exhausted, can only fall straight down the cliff and escape. I didn't forget to raise my hand before I left. Right now, his subordinates also ran to announce the body. There are only 3 people in the prison. This guy just realized. You've been buying time for people to escape. His face was covered in blue veins. Even if we have to turn this mountain over, we have to catch him too. I fell into the water now, but this speed is too fast. It will probably hit the bottom first, and fortunately it has stopped. I found myself in a big whirlpool. They are darker than dogs. Do you have to die here? But you can't resist. You have to follow the water. Then we use King Khan. We're finally on the surface of the living water. I feel the spirit in my heart right now. I am reacting. Is the ginseng pupil. You go directly to spit it up. Because on the outside, it's very childish. That's why it's called that. Then look carefully at the sideways and enjoy yourself. This hunting dog. In the end, you are slower than me. From now on, there will be nothing in your opinion. Next, take a bite directly. It feels so good. The spirit is filling the body. You're going crazy and you eat it all. And then sit back and absorb the power recovery. The butler is looking for you at the same time. But Hyen didn't have his real name, so it was hard. I just know you've been here. I remember a few days ago when he was sleeping. The owner came here and gave me a punch in the face. The butler realized that Hyen had left. You must receive fire from your father. Fortunately, people stopped it. I can't keep a small life. The butler also has to sell his life here to find you. Back to the people that Hyen rescued. They've been told the way by the old man. To return to the village. He also asked about you, the bandaged teenager, but there's no result. That the subordinates of the 9 long camps. I looked all the places I could. I can't find Hyen. Suddenly someone came out of the waterfall. That's Hyen, you came to pick me up. Lost work we have to find. Your current appearance is so beautiful. They don't recognize the person's face. Yesterday I thought this guy was talking shit. I want to borrow a dry shirt to wear. But they distort show. The result is trapped in stupidity. His shirt is too dirty. Next the whole group. No one has clothes on them. Just shivering in the cold. Then he swung a knife. To get a guy on the board to look at bananas. The entire group panicked and wanted to escape, but they can be quickly killed by you. This guy looks at the water. See your beautiful face. That's South America. This glossy stretch skin, it's probably because of the effects of the ginseng pupil. He's still hanging out on the lake, never leaving. Come in, Dawa. I hear the cry of pain in the distance. Many of the people who fled were captured. The old man shows you the way, are being beaten up by them frantically. They suddenly stop when they see you. Hyen was also making a strange move right now. Sitting in the snow. I want to play snowboarding with them. But this power is no different from artillery. You broke that guy's backpack. Speed again as fast as lightning. It's a blow to the sky that scatters them. That is the ultimate swordsmanship through the sea of Obese. They can't figure out who you are. Because it looks so beautiful this time, after seeing the good old man show me the way. Beaten by them, Taetua Hyen was really angry. A knife slashed him in two. Next, go to the old man. You've changed your appearance, but your eyes are the same. He just looked, and could recognize it. Hyen used spiritual healing for him. Although it can't be treated at the root. But it's much better to just calm down. I asked someone to come. He told them to go straight to the village. Don't come back here. Today 9 long camps will no longer exist. Hyen directly hit their names. Shout out the name of the leader Sansora. This squid shit. I'm so confident because the world has broken through. The air can be used indefinitely. But the spirit is different. They can cut and destroy anything. One is still there. Who the fuck are you to mess around with? You are treated well. It's lightning fast. It's killing them. Countless arrows. The shot was also stopped. The bald leader must also appear at this time. You're back and better than ever. Now you weigh it all. At this moment the familiar voice was the wild butler. He sent men here to destroy the 9 dragons. That his client is also NT0. He is also a fighter. The leader told his men not to be afraid. Come to fight. But he himself ran away. You. How could you let this scumbag get away so easily? He doesn't realize either. Your new form for plastic surgery. But after seeing the middle finger go up. Just know. It's getting more and more scary. After just one night I can be so strong. He's only now seeing your giant power. Of course, Gao Gao rushed to the only way to die. Get on your knees, please forgive me. If you want anything, he will. Money, gold, silver, beautiful girl. Shut up when you're different. Have you ever forgiven them? So far, you always plunder the weak. Have you ever stopped? Have you ever forgiven anyone? Then don't even think about seeking compassion from others. For an hour, he's on the counting board. Now, after handling the shrimp, the butler is here too. But he didn't recognize the person in front of him. It's my young master. I thought you had something to do with the 9 dragons. Then I asked you about my son. That's funny. But Bon's son is also bald. The body is similar and the personality is quite acceptable. He's a man of no sense. And I don't see anything. And he eats as much as a cow. These words, I didn't mean to disrespect him. This guy obviously wants to die. After knowing that you are the young master, turn the car 180 degrees. I can't believe in the time we didn't meet. The girl has become a beauty. In fact, from the very beginning I realized. The housekeeper advised me to go home, but Hyan wasn't done yet. You have to kill the Chaos Prince. Butler Wild, directly bearing out the rope of security, want to make you come home. Of course Hyan was cooperative. I was going to run, but he tied me up. They just pulled back. Hyan had to unleash the power to blow him away. This power surprised everyone. In just a few months, he was so strong. Then they're all going to jump on your council. They can't do anything against the owner's will. At this moment the old man who showed the way was here. Thanks for saving my life. He also told me. The hostages have left safely. They appreciate you. I saved a lot of people this time. Hyan had used up too much air. The butler tied him up and brought him back. I'm screaming like crazy. The piece of the martial arts is in my hands. We've got to take out the villain Kia. But the butler thought you were slanting. And then I fainted again. I didn't forget to tell everyone. Don't boast about the young master's exploits. Because the people in the lake are dangerous. The more famous you are, the more enemies you attract. At the same time, there's a long-haired old man standing at the ginseng pupil, but I can't see it. This is what he gave to the owner. Who dares to steal? He's emitting a terrifying atmosphere. And then he told his subordinates to find it. By the champagne thief, if he dares to eat the ginseng pupils. I have to get my stomach back, too. It's not just that, his family members also suffered. Tragic fate. All those connected to him must be destroyed. This old man is too cruel. While the thief is tied to his home. I'm still sorry, maybe this is your chance to kill that evil Jugu. Enjoy the life of a rich man. But was taken home. Even though this time you managed to steal his stuff. According to past life memories, the next will be the 2,000-year-old mascot. They went to Anhui. This is indeed a big city. Your father was here too. I'm still waiting for his warm embrace. You run to the wilderness and get angry. Are you kidding me? Where is Cao Hyan? The butler immediately pointed at him, making everyone stupid, and then it gets more irritated. You're kidding me. The handsome Kiasao could be my son. He's a good fat chubby kid. It's not until you call him that he dies. This is my son. Tell the truth, where are you going to rebuild it? Nailgun host, after knowing, Hyan single-handedly destroyed 9 long camps. More and more incredible, I thought the serpents. Even though I am the only child, he will inherit everything from the family. There is also natural talent. After weight loss, the child is like a jewel. And polished. I want to arrange a marriage between the 2 families. The next day Namgung and Hyan's father were discussing. I want you to participate in martial arts, but if you meet a good master and you're trained. He even surpassed a general. It can even be recorded in history books. As a legendary general marshal. The pillar of the court. Where is that master? It's not the person in front of you or Cao. He is the South Palace Change Sword King. That Namgungda is also one of the most prestigious families. He's had a place in martial arts for a long time. If you borrow Namgung's name, You will have many opportunities to join the martial arts. Moreover, Hyan could completely leave their house. You for a while. Then the two of them started again. Brother, brother, brother. I want to look at you. You also sent work. The king has recently decided on his succession. Maybe he wants you by his side. Tutoring for the crown prince. So it's about sending the boy here. It makes sense again. The next day he said goodbye to me and went home. And with that, there's a lot of advice left. It's just like John made me want to die. The woman then told him to follow me. They walked around the southern palace. Then go up to the wall and look at this land. Of course, the Sword King could not walk. Even your previous life teacher. It doesn't reach this level either. And then I'll put you on the roof like Hyan. The enemy aesthetic is definitely checking herself. I can't walk like him. But I also jumped up. Body watch out also in DTO. Next just for you. Land of Namgum family management. It's very wide, isn't it? I thought. He made me run around this place to practice. But he said this is a big estate. Hyan also fell on his face. The Sword King had a different thought. It's a little bit like a normal person. You will have a part of the property. It turns out that I want to marry the lady of the palace. It's a dowry. Clearly, he just needs to say right directly. I've been walking around since morning. This teacher is very good at literature. I flew down again, but he couldn't give up. If not, I will add a new one. The most missing thing is money. Next, I want to give you the whole world of gum. As long as you marry your niece. He's playing too big. But there's work to be done. You can't get married this early. He also said that the whole city is peaceful. Besides, the emperor has great respect for your father. Every time we meet, we reward them with gold and silver. So even if it's Namgum, that's raw. Then, I have no reason to decide to get married. That's right. I thought you were going to teach martial arts. So, I've been looking forward to it. The next day the teacher told me to wake up very early, to practice swordsmanship skillfully sharp. This is the Sword King. Next, show you countless tricks to see the ghost. It wasn't until he was tired that he started to stop. Even though these are martial arts, it's only transmitted to the immediate family. But if you marry, I'll give it to you. I'm trying to escape, and he's hanging on like Sam. It is said that the palace martial arts has been practiced for hundreds of years. Accumulating each technique is also meaningful, but this guy just looks at what he knows. Let me do it. And then picked up a branch. Those sound martial arts of Namgungsa. I've been trained by my previous life teacher for a lot. You just show off the last trick. Make him stand up. And then he immediately started screaming. Where did you learn the southern sword technique? It's not like he just danced. I forgot to dance the sword. I can only look at it once to get this far. The genius of 1,000 has won. More interested? You must marry your daughter at all costs. At the same time, the Black Cloaks have reached Tanhui. They use money to buy some information from the guy who stole the ginseng pupil, Jinji Gang. I didn't know it was just my last name. The next day Namgum's young master came to find Hyan, to learn Southgum Mind French. But I'm busy sleeping. He doesn't believe it at all. The talent that my grandfather told me about, just look once and learn. This guy hacked again. He didn't know at all that these tricks were taught by Cho Hyan himself. In a previous life, the young man directly challenged you. What you suffered in a previous life. Hyan also wanted to fight this guy. There are still scars for a long time. He was immediately angry. I call you master and honor you. That's why you're so arrogant, isn't it? You're the most arrogant person I've ever met. Be proud and give yourself the best. His face was now filled with green and bitter veins. You're still being yelled at by me. You should not be a female soul. I've never been to the market to argue with anyone. Previous life. He is also known as the 7 Great Swordsmen. It's because it elevates the 7 kinds of human emotions. The secret of martial arts. So the sun is not in a good mood. Bring me the ghost. The rain is not in a good mood. He also pulled me out of the water while crying. In 24 hours a day, mood changes 12 times. It makes you eat every day. Into a miserable form. Now is your chance for revenge. Hyan used the speed method. Immediately close to him. You are as hot as a soldier. I'll show you the difference between imitation and martial arts. What it's really like. The force is also something, but it is still distorted. Hyung rotates 180 degrees. Making a quick bet can break that trick. And then he goes up and punches him. Even though there was a defense, but it's pierced through the gap by this right. A punch this directly let him break a lot. Heavy body that landed on the ground. Until now, he had to admit that this guy was a genius. But it's not all. The evil face that goes too. And then I just saw his cry. I finally understood my master's feelings. When Chen Ming was the real hand. Again called, he later regularly trained alone with himself. This is clearly physical torture. 10 days of continuous feeding. In the end, Namgum young master became stronger. There is anger in the sword. But you still let me. That's enough. It's time for you to go out and do something. Meanwhile, the bad guys are looking for information about Jinji Gang. Through the coincidental state. A recent appearance is Yu Haiyan, Io Seong Hoon's only son. Currently in the Ken room of Namgung family. They then sent their men to watch you. Meanwhile, Haiyan was buying a pile of sad books. You were born into a good family. I've never suffered from poverty or disease. This is the only way to approach AI in 7 scenarios. People are watching you. The number is not small. Suddenly he was stopped by a group of people. They're the street thugs. Come to collect the insurance fee of this place. This guy is a traitor. If used, it will be detected immediately. He had to suffer a painful beating. The young man wanted to rush in but was stopped by him. In this world, not everything is the same in the book. This is none of our business. So there's no need to get involved. The land of Namgang. So the other schools. It won't affect anything. There are only beggars. They were left behind the fight. Until they leave. The Kia beggar showed his true power. The whole person emits dangerous gases. All must get down on your knees. But can live Sao. They all died tragically. There was only one person who ran away quickly. The next day the old man was very angry. Is that his Han niece refused to marry. She went to the Quad's combat zone. This letter was written before. And then anger fell on the boy's head. If there was no other way, we could just take Haiyan there. But when I run to you, he realized there was something unusual about it. Haiyan was obviously teaching his grandson. He was crying and swinging his sword. When I found out, the two of them stopped. He asked Haiyan who was teaching the sword. But I'm just saying we're testing each other a little bit. Can't reveal the kidney. But the swordsmanship Jian Soul uses. It's different from normal swordsmanship. If you don't learn from that AI, you do it. You have to lie about that. It is the 7 swords. It's that he figured it out himself. Can say, here's how to use a sword that contains emotions. He also gradually understood, the sword of South Gungzada. Are drunk in pleasure. It needs to change to fit the new age. At the same time, someone came running in, announced something urgent. People from the state just got here. Looks like something happened in the state last night. I also took this opportunity to go out for a walk. At the right time, those villains haven't even had a chance. The fish run into the pan. As long as Haiyan goes to a quiet place, you can take action. It is much more beautiful than Enbin district. I have a feeling of homesickness that is not easy. And then carefully check around. Of course they were watched. The Wanderer was beaten yesterday. And today, in a flamboyant form. There's obviously a problem. He's most likely involved in last night's state case. I'm suddenly running into a dead end. And then he's on the roof wanting to. I know why they're following me. It started last night, right? It seems like your expression is right. But why are you targeting me? I think it seems to have something to do with the heart. But they also carefully examine your identity. He's the son of the former prince. If you kill, that's a big problem. Is it you, Jinji Gang, who stole the ginseng pupil? You're not stupid enough to admit it's you. He also feels right. If you can use ginseng, then the real power cannot be underestimated. But this kid, I can't feel anything. They can't feel your spirit, can they? I recognize these guys now. It's probably a subordinate of the Chaos Prince. They're going to leave. But you can't let them go. I'm very curious. I don't know what you're going to do. A crowd of people rushed to overpower you, but he was kicked. The leader's face is rotten now. Clearly the person in front of you has no inner circle. It can be that strong. It's like dealing with a bunch of fake fighters is also very disadvantageous. I caught one and ran away. Then directly threw him to destroy the big house. I want them to follow me here. Nail Gungda and the state will not leave this alone. They have to fight fast and win fast. I'll rush up. Want to kill. Gagged without knowing your mouth was a little big. In his hand were countless stones. And then launched to the royal 12 carpet hit the left. You can easily catch one. Suddenly the atmosphere of this place is extraordinarily strong. It's because of that leader. For erasing all evidence that he ended up. The lives of all his followers, then retreat. But they can run Sao. Haiyan behind him was pursuing at the fastest speed. With that, the people of South Gongza and the state also came here. The leader is thinking now. If you get caught, it's a disaster. He took out an explosive device from his shirt and tried to sneak you in, but Hyan is gone. Next, give him a break. That's how you get scorched. This guy just realized. Hyan had always hidden his true strength from the beginning. But it's not the winner who has the right to ask. What organization do you belong to? Of course he did not obey. Maybe all his followers have committed suicide. Even if he dies, he has to follow you. Yes, if you want. I'll end up in one blow. I thought you were exaggerating. Waiting for him to close the gap, a sword that won his life. Hyan seems to be motionless right now. I'll show you. See what's really unfair. When the wind is still, the storm is coming. What we're going to use here can catch the sky. Just rely on each pair of legs. The spirit of the whole person is released to right. You can beat him. This is the Pantheon. Excellent school of Junior. It looks simple, but actually Ra has struck Ra hundreds of times. You can't torture here. You must first bring people back to the South Palace. At this time the people of the state arrived. I want to see him a little. They confirmed the identity of this guy, and then they say it's going to be handled by the state. That's what the state just looked at, was able to recognize the defeated man as the master. He was defeated by a boy. It's not trivial, of course. He also said, tell me why we're looking. Who destroyed a small branch of the state? We and they are the killers. But why are you fighting with them? Looks like they're chasing the AI. Maybe they've mistaken us for someone else. You're obviously hiding something. But he couldn't ask directly. I can't stand up for this one. In the dark there are countless people watching. Their power is not small. That's why the state keeps digging for secrets. It might be difficult. Collect that name. That would save quite a bit of time. Old man when he heard the force behind them. I'm excited to give them back. That's not working. The state doesn't work. More than anything, we're fighting them too hard. So much so that the clothes were tattered. The wounds are always here. Then I turned to Namgum. But he didn't coordinate at all. I thought I was about to be beaten. This guy has to calm down and think. I don't see why I'm feeling awkward. Sir, please. It's a matter of face in our state. I finally agree. But when I found out his identity, they have to tell you. That night I thought carefully. Half a year left. Until he gets a clue about the second mascot. Is Huang Duk invaded in Section 7. But things have changed. Ever since I captured the Jinsen pupils because there's no Jinsen pupils, so it's very possible. He'll move faster to get the second mascot. The next day, I told my uncle, want to join Vomin, to learn more experience. This made him very happy. I will also contact you to help you. So let's meet often. Let's talk to get closer. This old man has not given up. Then I asked the owner to come with me. My grandfather is still protesting. This guy agrees. Go pack your luggage immediately. Before you leave, don't forget to whisper. Besides here, there are other peach hats, right? There are 5 women who represent the martial arts movement. It sounds so beautiful, it's worth looking forward to. The owner saw that and immediately panicked. Summon all. Open the meeting of this world at once. Then he and Jion went on their way. The choice of water is also very dangerous. If Black Luck can meet the water Long Wang Guese Jin. At this moment a sailor announced. There were a lot of pirates on the boat. The captain is like that, to hand out gold coins as a fee. They thought they would leave soon. But this time they're looking for someone. I understand people. You also carry criminals. Of course. This guy was sneaking a guy under the trunk, then for keeping the network immediately open. He immediately shouted, we need to find a fugitive. So if you cooperate fully, then nothing will happen. So let's all line up. Hyan didn't care about them at all. I'm still looking at the sea. One of them went to Joe Hyan. Even though you are a little bitter, you still have to try, or something big will happen. The name under the boat went up. They all started fighting again. Right now, Hyan realized that the person in front of him had a serrated chain. According to past life memories, he knows the location of the second mascot, whose name is Wild Charm. That the aftershock of the Tukia. Strong enough to hurt civilians. Jion must use a swordsmanship to speed up his sword. The countless aftershocks that came were all blocked by him. The bearded man also took the opportunity to kill. But by you, if you stop a punch, you can beat him up. Then turn to the other. You're Wild Sam, aren't you? I know enough about the expression. So, I'm going to save people who have something to ask you. He immediately jumped into the water and ran away. It's obviously covered by you. I had to give my mustache back to Seoul. And then jumped straight into the water looking for the other guy. Underwater is your home. South thugs could be rivals. I indirectly used them as a springboard to move around. It's lightning fast across the river. Soon he was able to catch up with Kia. It made him panic too. Maybe he's a great master. You can fly on the water. He also flew directly, when the fight is over, or right to fly away. I just wanted to ask him something. This guy thought you were coming after me. Then you have to point the stitches. Let him escape. Next we have to deal with the swimmers. Hein stomped on a multitude of flying stones. You use it as an airlock and launch it. Countless people have been killed, the rest. Again, the whole face. It's too late for them to run away. A sword kills the next thing. You're using the fake name Jinji Gang. I can't reveal my identity, if he has anything to do with the others. Where is the Millennium? This guy immediately panicked, you know. And then he said I don't know. But what I just said is no different than what I said. You have to give him a light massage. Seoul also used a small boat to go to. It's a bit familiar to see that. That Kia is trapped in the stupidity. He also woke up now. He hasn't even told me yet. A big black boat has appeared. The bearded man began to beat. Are the boys scared? Prepare to die now. He didn't finish his sentence and was punched by Hyen Cho. Then we went back to Seoul with guests. You have to treat them well. The two immediately rushed up into the darkness, but this news has reached Bowman, great military advisor. Fighting is happening in Yangtze. The enemy stormed out from the lower reaches of the Yangtze River. They want us to open the river. This is clearly the opening sign for the crisis in Yangtze. It's not because you should take revenge. He immediately gave the order to the leader. Please immediately move to the west entrance of the Yangtze River. Prepare to be armed. Cannot be delivered to the enemy. This is such an important waterway. According to the situation, it is quite possible to mention. It's the Dragon King. Out. There's also a small kumquat dragon of the state that's nearby. At the same time, the main is fighting the dark. No matter how much they hit. It's annoying, of course. And suddenly somebody's coming right up to their boat. That's little Kaiyet Long. Kor. He's one of the heads of state. So let's step back. For from now on this ship will be my protection. When Hein saw him, he called Cebu. I thought you were a foreigner. Now a fleet of ships is approaching. This is the Dragon Boat King, leader of the Death Faction. Hein immediately asked the bearded man to change direction. Move. Under a small boat an old man unleashed his power. They made the ship stop. This is Takao. Next, go directly to their place. Everyone has to respect the Dragon Boat. King's Guard in black. The terrible speed that caught the little Long. But the grandfather, the Dragon King can see, in the last moment, Hein. That's how we can capture his mechanical behavior. Since when have you been pretending to be the old man over there? Someone with a position like you. I wouldn't pay any attention to a puppy. The nose is not clean. He has now sent his subordinates to release the dragon. And then the whole body's released. It's scary that they have to explain. You have to be careful to respond. Actually, we're on a boat going to Wuhan. But because the enemy appeared halfway, they threatened the lives of healthy people. He was determined to rescue everyone. The explanation seemed to make him even more angry. I have to say out my own identity. He is the son of an old man. You probably don't know. To General, we have absolutely nothing to do with martial arts. Only in the court there are many mothers. That your father is following your majesty's orders to Nanjing to take care of the new crown prince. But the Dragon King is as cold as ice cream. What distortion to me. You have to sweat the box. Of course, I couldn't threaten him. I am a pirate. He was a pirate from birth. When you die, you will be a pirate. What's the difference between a mandarin or a martial artist? Let's deal with these two monsters. Outside of your power. Your power now just needs to go up. On this day next year, there will be people burning incense. I looked at the table full of incense. I remember my teacher teaching me, if you talk about what the other person is afraid of, and make the enemy trapped, you can give what you like. As a privilege. I'm changing my strategy now. Why won't I make it up to you? This is a worthy gift. If he was a pirate, this old man wouldn't be disgraced. The old man laughed so loudly that it was hard for him to understand. Then he came close and said the boy was very interesting. Bowman's people also came around. But they stood still. I know why. They're calculating. If you take action, you will benefit yourself. What is the advantage of being in front of me? Of course it'll be real. In his own words. It's certainly enough to sweep this place. I just wanted to trade with him to save everyone. He looked at you and judged. Although the real power is nothing. His eyes saw his every movement. He has to check on you. Then call on your staff to act. So. But his terrible speed would stop by Hyan. Go into battle. With a great opponent like this, you have to win fast in one round. If you were to face me, it would be real. The power of spirit is proportional to the essence. Here is accumulated. You can't avoid debt. Suddenly the enemy laughed coldly. It turns out that the Dragon King has been behind ever since. He snatched Hyan and passed out. Soul wants to fight. But the Dragon King only used one eye. Could have oppressed him. But to save her, Soul used the fire sword. Then, I decided to live with him. He also realized that this guy also had great potential. You can't kill these pre-Vietnamese. As an adult there is, when it will be very successful. I just saw him stomping on a horrible shock. The waves are 10 meters high, they just disappear. Hyan woke up to the smell of barbecue. First you have to fill your hungry stomach. Dead or alive, I have to watch the next episode. Turns out you were taken away by the Dragon King. I don't see the Kia. I thought they were killed by him. His eyes were filled with gas. Turns out he forgave them. And sent it to the political party. Now Gummer's boy is slightly injured. But when he wakes up, he'll feel better. Even though I have a deep aversion to him. But I don't have time to crush him. And then you throw away your pride and fill your hungry stomach. There's a new religion. At the same time in the Seoul Medical Center is being treated. Fortunately, the Dragon Boat King fell in love. Otherwise his little life Sao can keep. I don't know what the Dragon King is thinking. But with that much pressure, it's inevitable. He also knows it won't be enough to pierce the meridians. Before leaving, he told the people of the state to take care of him. I have to send a letter to Nam Gungra quickly. But when he heard that the Swordsman King was calm, you may get so angry that you jump up. But you are now leisurely drinking. Eat barbecue. The Dragon King now. No different than the neighbor. Just talk casually. Virtual reality. When I found out I was only 17 years old, I was this strong. He was a little surprised. Ask who is your teacher. If the answer is the old man, the Sword King only has a grave. I have to say my brother-in-law taught me martial arts. After all, he's from Obese prison family. This old man is very understanding. The martial arts of jails is refreshing and hegemonic. It can never be as soft and light as you are. Add to that, attack tricks along with your internal qigong. It's very different from conventional techniques. That feeling, it seems to be basic. He's curious about you. For the first time we saw, it's a strange way of operating energy that way. Then, I decided to accept you as a real student. If you become his disciple, you will be forgiven. A careful Hyan network that thinks clearly. On a mission to rescue the martial arts, he now accepts the enemy as his master. It's a little wrong. I want to say no. It's like looking at his face is too honest. There's literature again. If you accept him as a teacher, your father will be very happy at home. The Dragon Boat King's face was now filled with blue veins. Prepare to give you a fight. The next thing I see is the screams. His motto is fast. You can kick if you can't say. After a thought, you finally have a solution. Just be his temporary disciple. The most important thing is to find Samkhya. To get the information of the second spirit. Next say, if my becoming your disciple is taken away by Len Rao, many bad eyes will turn towards me. If so, I'll be the target thereafter. Please show me the direction. I mean, I'll gain experience, so that I can later become a disciple. Make you the name of the world. He was shocked and delighted to hear that. This guy has a sense of direction. He then threatened if the words then lie, everything related to you will be wiped out. The next one is Sankao. He gave orders to the gatekeepers in Yangtze. From now on, Yu Hyan will be the owner. However, this can't be revealed to anyone else. Hyan was crying in his heart when he left. He was not beaten but thrown away. It just hurts him too. This is just your strategy. It wasn't long before the Sword King arrived. He wanted to settle accounts with the Dragon King. Dare to touch your nephew. The two of you are starting to float. Crazy to argue, but the nephew-in-law also is an official disciple. I want you to dream. The two of you radiate the gas of terror. That squeezed the enemy, but this battle is a bit pointless. Hyan had left and the two of them stopped. Then we drink monster wine with the monster. Of course, the mood changes very quickly. Hyan, who had returned, was arrested by Vomin. Your employer's identity has not been revealed, but they still need to check you carefully. Go to the master of Vomin Min dance. Lee Sion just heard. I could feel a voice. Gentle and serene. But after listening, why does it feel so bad? It's not murder. It feels like the pressure of a false power. Just touch the face. It's enough to freeze people. Master has also said it before. If the owner is alive, maybe we could have stopped the chaos. He also looks at you to judge. I'm only 17 years old, and the force is average. My eyes are like a big dragon. He said he could face the Dragon King alone. The person next to him is smart. It can be compared to your teacher. They wanted to know the cause of the battle in Yangtze. You start again. It's just a symbolic act. Because I want to save people. But also punch. All who are saved are saints. I just want to extract mascot information from him. He set a lot of traps, of course. But I've known for a long time that Sao can be tricked. That's the cause. You can come back from the Dragon Boat King, because your rich family said that. The master carefully evaluated this boy. It's not trivial, of course. He's gathering talent. To join the potential dragon team must not be ignored. When I look at it, I agree. Because in it are all his teachers. Of course, you can't miss this opportunity to kill them. Haha, part 1 is over. Don't forget to like there.